All right, everyone, how about 3 quick cards and a bottom card with me? The energy today is pretty crazy. This is a straight up energy read, doesn't matter what your sign is, but I'm doing a little energy check-in because this 12-12 portal this year, I told you, was extremely powerful, more than it usually is. I called it a stick of dynamite, I believe, where it's normally an M80, which is just like a little pop gun going off compared to a stick of dynamite. The energy tends to come in bursts. In other words, if something goes haywire, something else goes haywire with it. I have gotten no less than 10 calls today from friends and people, and the first I say hello, and the first thing they say is, "What's going on today? What's up with the energy?" I say, "Go watch Steve's Love Tarot." They say, "What?" No. What's the point knowing me, right, if you got to go watch a video? But yeah, it's happening here too. It's been nothing but glitches all day today. Nothing but crazy, weird things happening between electronics, cars, people fighting across the street, it's just crazy. But it comes in bursts. If it hasn't hit you yet, it will. You're just at a different place on your timeline. So let's see where we go. I did a pre-shuffle here. Let's take a look at this energy. I got an idea of what it's for, and this pre-shuffle backs me up. So let's see. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. All right. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. So what's going on in this energy? Well, you might be thinking some things. People might be doing some things. It's Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth. It's the Ace of Swords right here. Basically, the way I could phrase this pre-shuffle, I'll just show it to you first. It's the Ace of Swords crossed by the Four of Wands with a Page of Swords crossed by the Pope, the Hierophant. Essentially right now, energetically speaking, okay, Archangel Michael energy is like it's a frequency of energy. You can put the action figure to it if you want, but it's a frequency of energy within a band of energy that is angel energy. That said, Archangel Michael, I'll Steve it up for you. Archangel Michael's basically taking his sword of truth and shoving it up all our asses. That's essentially what's happening. Why? It's a realignment. You know, as I explained on the 12-12 portal reading, the energetic new year is the 11-11 portal. But there's a lot of old energy that's still there around that time. By the time we get from 11-11 to the 12-12 portal, it activates that energy. We're, in effect, purely in a new energetic year, if you will, as an easy way to put it. We're in fresh energy. We're like a fish bowl where the water's been changed. What's happening right now is a transition period, so all kinds of things might go wrong, but you might find out that those things go wrong at the end of it. When you look back, it's like, oh, I'm glad that went wrong because I ended up fixing that, which will help you later down the road. It's basically all happening to put us on stable footing, all right? And this is backed up right here with this Page of Swords. All right, it's sort of a come to Jesus when it's crossed by the Hierophant. In other words, in terms of the runner in this soulmate cycle, the little boy here, the child, is getting some spiritual talking to from the Pope. All of us are on some level. Things are happening that may seem a little disappointing or may seem a little, I don't know, pain in the ass, if you will. I've had a lot of pain in the ass things happen over the last few days, just minor stuff, you know. Had to move one of my computers from one room to another, and when I put it in the other room, the date was all wrong. It had reset itself. Turns out the CMOS battery was dead, which is something you almost never have to replace. Just stupid shit, really. But it's kind of a realignment of things. It's something that's happening that might seem disappointing, however it plays out for you. It could be anything that ends up being actually for your greater good. So it's all for the greater good, but it's a bit, whenever you transition from one set of energy to another set of energy, there's some bumps. There's always a patch of dirt road, and that's kind of where we're at. Let's give the deck a shuffle. Let's see what else the universe will tell us. Let's do 3 cards and a bottom card. That's just the surface energy, what I just showed you. And it had the damn Hierophant, bookending Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords. All right, it's a good, solid, wake up, new beginning, shake things up so that things can be stable. All right, that's all it is. And it could be for some of you physical things, you know, mechanical things, or it could be for some of you very spiritual. It could. I know for the runners it is. I know they're not having CMOS battery problems with their computer. They're having some CMOS battery problems with their spirituality, let me tell you. It's time for a new battery. All right, here we go. And they're getting one. That Page of Swords is getting a bit of a talking to in this energy. Let's see where we go. 3 cards in a bottom card. What do you want to tell me about that pre-shuffle and the energy right now? Universe, give me the energy. What's happening right now? What do you want my viewers to know? Okay. Bottom of the deck. What did I just get done saying? Rewind. I said it. Okay? Can't believe I'm your second favorite energy reader when I say shit and then a card comes up that backs it all up. It's the Ten of Swords. We're putting an end to nonsense so we can move forward. This resets to the very Ace of Swords that was in our pre-shuffle. A lot of things are getting put to rest here. There's a lot of, it's a transition period. It really is. Underneath that is the Queen of Pentacles. You come out smelling like a rose. That's the easiest way I can describe that energy. All right? Things that suck, things that should have had 10 swords put in them a long time ago are getting if you're not going to do it, the universe is doing it. And that's what happens when the Queen of Pentacles crosses the Ten of Swords. It's that kind of energy. All right. Let's pull 3 cards. The 10 Swords is crossing the center card. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh, of course we had to see this. How could we not? I don't know what's here. I have no idea. Of course we have to see the Death card. What did I just get done saying? We're transitioning from one energy to another, and when you do, there's some bumps. All right? There always is. But I'm going to tell you something. Those, the DFs have come a long way. Those bumps are hitting the DM side really hard. I will tell you that, okay? I will tell you that. Because I myself am DF energy, all right? And I will tell you that the stuff that's happening to me is just minor bullshit. Little swat a fly away kind of thing. On the other side, in an equal and opposite reaction, it's far different, okay? It's far different. It's much more spiritual on the DM side, probably keeping them up at night. What's the center card here? So anyway, this is talking about the transitional energy. I'm pulling on the energy, and we had to get the Death card. We had to. Right here, center card, strength. Be cool. Be cool. If something gets 10 swords in it that you didn't want to get 10 swords in it, it's for the greater good. Archangel Michael is taking it upon himself. I'll bring out the action figure, okay? Technically, Archangel Michael energy is taking it upon itself to put 10 swords in things that aren't going to fit with the new energy that we're moving into, right? You saw my Q1 reading. You know what I'm talking about. It's a huge year of change coming up. Huge. So don't worry about it. Be cool. Let it just flow with the energy. Let it ride. Keep your heart chakra open. It's all for the greater good. All right? Just it's all for the greater good. It truly is. And even my stupid problem with the CMOS battery and stuff like that, it's all for the greater good. Because I'm going to probably sometime this year be moving. And so I'm obviously going to need to unplug the computer. So now when I unplug it, it'll remember who it is and what day it is and what time it is. It's like solving problems for the future. It's a bit like before you take a journey in 3D terms, the energy right now is like you before you take a long trip in your car, just deciding to go get new tires just to be safe. It's like that. Maybe you didn't need new tires, maybe you did, but you did it anyway and had them check the brakes while you were there just to be on the safe side. It's that kind of energy. It's what the universe is doing. It's actually really, really cool. I've never seen a 12-12 portal like this. Okay, I've never seen this where the energy keeps coming in bursts every other day. Sometimes every day. I had 2 in a row here. One yesterday and one today. What's here? What's red with the Death card? Oh, yeah, 6 swords. It's all for the greater good. It's so we can transition smoothly and things will smooth out. This is choppy water over here, and now he's moving out into calmer waters. So everything that's happening right now, and don't sit out there and say, well, nothing's happening to me, Steve. My day's been perfect. I'm terrific. You're just moving at everybody's moving at different speeds on their timeline. Okay? Some of us are getting it out of the way now. It will hit you. Because the energy of I'll tell it to you this way in calendar speak. even though our calendar, our Gregorian calendar, has nothing to do with anything. I will tell you this way. 2023 is a completely different animal than 2022. Completely different animal. And so we got to get 10 swords in some shit before we get into the new energy. All right? You got to get a lot of shit out of this canoe before you could paddle out and get in smooth water. You put too much shit in a canoe and you're in trouble. You know, it sits low in the water, water comes in, you end up sinking. That's all that's happening right now. Let's clarify this shit. Let's go. Let me ask the universe, because I've told you about the energy. That's the energy. All right? If you didn't hear me, rewind, watch it again. That's what's happening. Expect anything to happen. Expect your toaster to blow up. Hell, I had a microwave blow up. Actually, come to think of it. So yeah, expect your toaster to blow up. Anything that needs to have 10 swords in it that's past its expiration date is getting those 10 swords. All right? Just flow with it. Be strong. No, it's all for the greater good. And it is. Look, I've been saying that. There's the 6 of swords. There we go. And they all live happily ever after is what that's saying. We're in the middle of a transition right now. And transitions are always choppy. And that's choppy water, and that's smooth water. All right? Now, I'm going to grab the light seer deck, and I'm going to ask about the runners, because I know you guys know about this energy because I'm telling you, right? If you know about it, it's not a surprise, is it? You don't sit around and go, gosh, why is this happening? Nah, just be cool. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But the runners, they don't know about it. Let's talk. Let me pull on the death card in relation to the DM, the runner's side of the primary runner's side anyway, of the soulmate cycle. All right? I'll ask the universe for the runner. Give me the death card, this energy in relation to the runner. This is where my reading turns into a comedy, I suspect. Oh, here we go. Oh, no idea what's happening. It's like someone who's never seen a dirt country road before. They've only driven on smooth paved roads, and they find themselves one day down in Georgia or Alabama on some bumpy road that looks like something the Boss Hogg would be chasing the Duke boys down. And they're like, what the hell's going on? What happened? Where'd the pavement go? That pavement's gone. You're going to get rattled around. I hope you don't have to take a piss, DM. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Give me the death card. Let's go. Okay. All right. Yeah. They're very defensive towards it. The 7 of Wands. It's a defensive. The 7 of Wands has a lot of meanings. It could be defensive. It could be keeping the high ground. It could be doing what's right for you. Standing up and fighting, right? It could be like that. This is defensive energy on crack. It's what I just described. It's like the pavement goes away and they hit the brakes on the car. Like, what the fuck is happening? Why is it all bumpy? Right? It's like that. They're very defensive to these changes. That little boy on the Page of Swords card that was crossed by the Hierophant don't want to hear what the Pope has to say. You know, that Hierophant used to be called the Pope, for those of you wondering why I'm not trying to be some religious channel or anything. Don't worry, I wouldn't offend people like that. What's on top? Knight of Pentacles. I almost called it the 7 of Pentacles. I wonder why I Freudian slipped that. It's a bit of a slowdown. It's a bit of a, they'll get there. They'll figure it out. They're going to flow with it, but they're going to fight it every step of the way. Like this stubborn fool here, right? He went out and bought himself a used racehorse, retired racehorse. It's still pretty fast. Get on the horse, asshole, but he's walking. Even the horse looks confused if you look at this card up close, which my camera won't give you. The horse itself looks a little confused. It's like, hey, what the hell did you buy me for? You know. Center card here, red with defensiveness, the 7 of Wands, Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's open, it's cracking open their emotions. This energy here, for all the glitches I've had with computers and cars and microwaves and whatever the hell, how this energy is affecting me, on the runner's side, it's affecting them. I told you, it's a very spiritual thing. That Hierophant was very important in the pre-shuffle. Ace of Cups getting cracked open. You see it's leaking? It's like that. It's getting cracked open. They're in their feels. And they're defensive towards that. They always are. But as you've seen in recent readings I've done, it doesn't matter. They can't push it back down. All right? So that's what's happening. We got a little transition happening here. Someone who been closed off is now kind of forced into being open a little bit, opened up, at least by the energy around them. And again, the way I described it for people that watch me that don't like the fact that I say the word forced, what kind of universe or God would force me to do something? Nobody forcing, not literally. All right, it's a bit like it's cold outside. The environmental air, the energy of the air around you is enticing you to put a coat on. You know, it's like that. I should switch the word forced with enticed, okay? They can choose not to put a coat on if they want. They could choose not to feel all this. He could choose not to get on that horse. He can be as defensive as he wants toward this energy, but the energy is happening whether they like it or not. That's why the advice to you is be cool. When I tell you about the energy, I say just keep your strength, keep your wits about you. Everything's fine. It's all for the greater good. Relax. So you relax. You're like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. If it's happening to Steve, it must be okay, right? Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose. You know, what's red with the Knight of Pentacles? Mr. Racehorse not going to ride it. See, look at. I asked specifically about the runner side here. Again, it's the lover's energy. It's really powerful. This automatically ties to the death card because of the red match, the energy match here that you can actually see the energy of, the red color. This is very, very, very strong. It's hitting them very hard. This is talking more about the power of this Ace of Cups type energy that they're defensive toward. It's very powerful. It's divinely guided. All right, this is the universe setting up the energy for someone to get real about their feelings, basically. And this is talking about the power of it. It's fucking Chernobyl. It is some serious shit with this card, red with this card here with the death card, which by itself is a powerful card. All right, so let's drift over. Let's see what, because again, we've already talked about the energy. Let's see what the runners are going to do. Are we going to move into calmer waters here? Are we just going to give in and go for it? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's pull on the Six of Swords. Why is the six? And you know what? My intuition says switch decks. I'm switching back to the witches. Okay, I'm going to put your Ten of Swords and your Queen of Pentacles on top of that because that's for you. Now, let's go. Take them right out of the deck. All right. Six of Swords. Why is it here in relation to the runner's side? Why is it here? I don't know why I had to switch decks, but hey, I just go with the flow of the energy. I walk my talk. I tell you to do the same thing. Listen to your intuition. It tells you. I don't fight it with my brain. My brain said, actually what my brain would do, my intuition says switch decks. My brain would say, nah, don't. It's a pain in the ass. You're going to have to put that down, then pick up the other one, then shuffle again. You know, brains are lazy. You know, they really are. That's one of their best defense mechanisms to help protect you against love or any kind of emotion. Is just to play on its own inherent laziness, right? Nah, you don't want to go to that club tonight. You don't want to move in with that girl or that guy. That's going to be a pain. You have to move the couch. You have to whatever. You know, if you think about it, most things we do are a pain in the ass. Even if it's love on some level, there's some sort of. If you're lazy, then you could find a way to get out of it. I think these runners, in a lot of cases, because they're too much in their ego, that laziness is set in. I think it has on a high level. What's going on with the Six of Swords? What's going on with it? Okay, in relation to the runner, of course. Oh yeah, it's crossed. Well, what's fueling that? Yeah, it's crossed by the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, it's about leaving something. This energy is too powerful to ignore. It's all powerful. This is Chernobyl, like I said. All right. This Ten of Pentacles. This is about moving things on to something better. What they're likely to do under this energy. Likely. I cannot predict what a 3D person's going to do. All right. But it is really cold. In my code analogy, right? It's like 30 below zero. And they're in a tank top and a pair of shorts. There's a really strong urge to put a fucking coat on at that point, no matter how stubborn you are or how much you hate coats. Okay? That's the power of this over here. All right? Giving it to you in a metaphor, if you will. Because they want to move on. Because if they stay where they're at, it's cold. And we've been talking about the cold, haven't we? There's a winter scene. In the Witch's deck, for me, the Five of Pentacles talks more about the temperature of things. It's cold. Their Ten of Pentacles is cold. It's showing them that as they feel the emotion. The first thing they go to is the soulmate connection that they ran from. It's the first thing they go to, which only creates contrast. The love that they have over there, what they felt for the soulmate connection, they realize that on their side, what they thought was 10 pentacles is freezing cold. It's time to put a coat on. It's time to go. It's definitely time to go. What's on top here? Queen of Wands. It's fake. Moving on from fakeness, phoniness. The Queen of Wands doesn't really, it's all superficial. It's all for selfish reasons and things like that. You know, in other words, this is the type of energy that's with someone, a partner in a relationship or a marriage, because of some kind of image, because of what that person represents. You know, could be someone they're not even attracted to, they would marry because, or be with, or hang out with because that person has status. That person brings them something. There's something in it for them. People look at them and go, ooh, I wish I was them, kind of a thing like that. Anyway, this is representing phoniness here, okay? And it's really, again, moving away from that. They can't. This is very powerful over here. Center card is red with that Ten of Pentacles and winter that they're moving away from. Six of Cups. Yeah. There's a lot. The end result of this is a lot of thinking about you. There's a lot of thinking about you. I dare I say tomorrow's Friday reading and the weekly reading are going to be very interesting, because I don't know. There's just a lot. I don't know if we're going to see spying energy. I don't know what we're going to see, but there's a lot of thinking about you. And this also in another layer of energy represents attraction that they want to move toward. They definitely feel themselves and understand these feelings, because that moon in Gemini energy is still in play at the time I'm pulling this. What's red with the Queen of Wands? This ought to be interesting. Yeah, see, it's a tower. Yeah, again, it's about contrast. It's look over here. The energy is changing. Everything's changing. They're defensive to it, but it's all powerful. Look at the picture. Look, right? It's all powerful. They're already naked. We know they're naked. We can assume there's nothing on the bottoms too. I mean, there's a lot of emotion flowing here. They can resist it all they want, but the truth of the matter is, with the tower and this, it just all of this is showing what they have isn't real. You know, that's not a real golden retriever. Like I've said before, that's a devil in a golden retriever costume, because it's just cold. It's just winter. It's like two people that sleep together and just, you know, read books next to each other, and then they just shut the lights out and turn separate ways. You know, it's like you might as well be in those old school 2 single beds with a table in between, like they used to do on TV back in the I Love Lucy days and stuff, because they couldn't show 2 people in bed. I mean, you know, it's kind of like that. It's just, again, this Queen of Wands represents phoniness, and that phoniness comes crashing down on their head in this energy. And in the middle of it all is them thinking fondly about you, heavily. I mean, there's a lot of energy here. This might as well be a major arcana card, this Six of Cups. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let's see what else the universe wants to tell us. I will grab the little animal deck, a fresh deck here. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Give me one card and a crossing card. All right? One card and a crossing. So, it's a double reading. I told you about the energy so that you know what's going on around you. It's all for the greater good. Just, you know, take the advice here of the Strength card. The 10 swords, if something needs to have 10 swords in it, it's getting 10 swords put in it. You can reverse that if you want, but it wouldn't be for your greater good. Obviously, do what you want. Make your own decisions. But underneath this, crossing this 10 swords, is that Queen of Pentacles. And that's an energy of for the greater good, because at the end of the day, you come up smelling like a rose here. So just be cool. This is my be cool card. It really is. She pretty cool, isn't she? Look at her. She got a 500-pound lion next to her, for Christ's sake. She seemed perfectly fine. She's not worried at all. You know, that lion with her is probably as tame as Flem the parrot is with me. My God, he falls asleep on my lap all the damn time. But he's not 500 pounds. I'm not sure I'd be that comfortable around a lion doing that. Anyway, let's shuffle the deck. Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. So, and I also told you, so that's in relation to you, but I also told you what's going on the DM side in this energy, and it's very volatile. It is. My reading ended with a tower, which is red with a Queen of Wands and all that phoniness. They're really seeing it now. All right, really seeing it. Their life is on the fritz, if you will. One card in the bottom card, universe. What do you want to leave everybody with here? I don't know if this is a message for you or if it's still about the DM. I have no idea. You know, I don't know. We'll find out because I'm done shuffling. Okay, one card and a bottom card. I see the bottom card. I need to see what the top card is. It's the High Priestess, and it's crossed by the Queen of Swords. Truths are coming up for you. Part of this Ten of Swords, this is a message for you. Well, I mean, it's a message for your person, too. I mean, truths are coming up that they can't unknow, okay, on the DM side. They can't forget them. They can't suppress them. We've been talking about that in recent readings, so that's nothing new. For you, however, these two cards relate to this Ten of Swords, okay, where things are getting 10 swords. If it's not going to fit in the new energy, right? It's not. It has to have 10 swords in it. It's very Johnny Cochran energy. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. You know, it's that kind of thing. Except in this case, the universe and acquittal means 10 swords. And you know, if it's not going to fit the energy, this is allow this to flow for you. Again, some of the things that are happening right now, you might not want 10 swords in. Okay. I mean, it could be something as simple as a car you like blows up or gets stolen or something like that, and you feel bad about it. You will see that it's for the greater good under this energy. How long does this energy last? This 12-12 overlay with little bursts of energy here and there, little fireworks going off and stuff. It lasts till about just before Christmas, I would say. Probably right around, somewhere between, well, maybe a little after, somewhere between the 23rd and the 26th, I would guess. So it's with us for another week or so, you know, or more, actually, maybe a week and a half on the top side. Okay, something like that. You're gonna realize a lot of truths. There's a lot of truths. Remember, Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth is where we started, and that's on the surface. And he's just gone crazy. Archangel Michael's gone crazy with that Ace of Swords has gone nuts. It's just ramming itself into all kinds of things. You can't unknow that truth. Just go ahead. Don't try to push it down. It'll flow a lot better for you. Don't take a lesson from the DM side. They're being resistant to it, and they land in a tower. Don't you be resistant to it, and you'll be just fine. There's a hermit there, too. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. So that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I like to try to be your energy weatherman and let you know what's going on with stuff. I thought I'd have a little fun and pull on the DM too. What the hell? I hope this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right? That's it. Good luck. Stay tuned tomorrow, Friday, for the Friday reading. One card for each sign. And then the weekly reading. I'll probably throw a Schrodinger's cat somewhere in the mix. You know, just for fun. All right. Good luck.